Hey folks, welcome back to Only Best Fancy Novels. My name is Robin, and today I want to talk about the second book in the Witch Roads duology by Kate Elliott, and that is The Nameless Land. And this book was just, it was just an intense, it was just a really good experience. There's no simple, no other way to, there's no way to not sugarcoat it, because it doesn't even need sugarcoating. It was just a really good read. So let's get into it. What is this book even about? It picks up immediately after the events of the first one, and the deputy courier, and the princess entourage that she's led to the north they've arrived, and things immediately start going wrong for pretty much all the reasons that you could expect. So as the prince begins to as more is revealed about what the prince is doing there, Elle is forced to confront a past that she thought she left behind, while making some choices that will have severe repercussions, not just for her but for the empire as a whole. So quite a lot is going on in this book. To put it mildly, we can say. So, like I said, this book was just a really good reading experience because it just takes everything great about the first one and it just builds on top of it in just the most magnificent way possible. So, first thing first, the heart and soul of this book, what makes this entire thing work so well, is just Kate Elliott's just absolutely masterful ability to write characters, to write engaging characters, to write deep characters that you can't help but become totally engrossed by, to be absorbed in their story and to follow. And she just does, like, every character on her pages, she has this ability to do this for. And this cast, they're varied, they each have their own as much as they have like a shared objective, they each have their own past, they each have their own stories that they bring to this task. And as a result of that, like, you're never bored. You're just absorbed by these people and how they react to this situation, and even how they just go about their daily lives. And you're just completely absorbed by all of that. It's all about the people, it's all about the relationships, it's all about the dynamics. And then of course we have this story between Elle and Prince Kevulin that has been very interesting so far, between the events of the first book and now this one. To say that plays out in a very interesting way is putting it mildly as well. So yeah, like this book could probably pass as a romantasy, but I feel like that's putting one label like that is doing this book such a disservice, because like the romance plot or the subplot, it's not even like, it's almost like something that just happened organically as a part of just putting these characters in this particular situation. The main focus of this story by far is the plot. Like the first book, you know, when we were introduced to this cast, it quickly became that this is a high fantasy in the truest sense. Like, it's very political. It's driven by heavy politics, intrigue, drama of that nature, and like this book just dials it up to 11 when it comes to that regard. Like, we have we have a very intense mystery that unfolds as more and more pieces slot into place. Things that we accepted as fact, we begin to learn that it's not necessarily so. This world isn't as divided as we thought it was. In addition to that, the prince's entourage is not the only force on the move in this particular area of the world, and we have multiple factions with their own interests. And this book just, it started good, it got intense, and then it just became this absolute melting pot of intrigue and desires. And by the end, it was just such an incredible experience to just follow these characters and pretty much witness anything that happened with them. And that being said, like, this book, it also really took a twist, in the sense that whereas the first book was very it was very character driven, it was very politics driven, it was very drama driven, and so this second book, it at its core, it is also primarily that, but it does have some pretty intense scenes as well. Like yeah, it does have some pretty intense scenes, to put it mildly. I am thinking of the climax, and calling it a battle is not quite the right word, but let's say there's quite a bit more action in this one, quite a bit. Like the entire, I would say the last 2/3 of this book, it just felt almost like a rolling climax. It just got better and better and more, and just more intense with each page, as these characters went on. They pretty much went on a rather interesting journey that culminated in just an absolute banger of an ending. So the characters are on point, the plot is on point. There's quite a bit more to these books than just this, because like at the end of the day, these are books heavily driven by characters, heavily driven by drama, heavily driven by intrigue, and also just just by the nature of the characters and their life and these kind of things. So we do have some themes that are baked into this, not in the sense of themes like, oh, we have this concept and we want to explore it and poke at it and so, but we do have we do have the concept of someone coming to grips with their past and making peace with their past. We have the concept of someone beginning to grow beyond the expectations and the restraints that society has placed on them. We have the concept of someone being true to themselves, and being true to themselves in the sense that they take the steps necessary to be who they need to be, even when the world tells them that they need to be a specific way. The people who supposedly have power over them tell them that they need to be a specific way. Like this book, you know, it does have it also, and that's just some of the ideas. Like between some of the characters, you know, we have complicated relationships, we have love in some of its messiest forms, we have and not just in the romantic sense, we have love in the sense of duty, patriotism, familial love, these kind of things. Like there's just so many emotions and so many things that are such a significant part of being alive and being part of a society of that are just baked into the relationships that these characters have. That Kate Elliott just does a wonderful job of just putting on display, of depicting in some of their realest and some of their rawest sense, and just keeping you utterly hooked as a result of that. Like the first book was okay to good. I liked it enough that I decided to continue on to this one, but this one is the one that really sold me on this series. Like this book, this is the one that made me wish that this could be so much more than a duology. But yeah, this is very much a duology. So, did I enjoy this book? I don't know. You tell me after listening to all of that. It does a wonderful job of wrapping up the story to that started in the first book. It does it in a very unexpected way, in a very engrossing way, in a way that sticks absolutely true. It's not something that's out of left field. It's not something. It's an ending you probably guess, but even when you see the ending play out, you will nevertheless enjoy it and cheer it on, because it's just that kind of story. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on The Nameless Road. An absolute banger. Definitely up there with definitely one of the best fantasy releases of the year for me, easy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.